There we go. Now we've got the recording going. Bob and Irene have managed to show up. Now look, I've got to warn everybody, if you're thinking about using Bob as a plumber, I asked him to do a job for me today, about 1.4 megalitres of water in the front yard here. I asked him to bring a couple of buckets down and move it. He just didn't show up. But no heart, just saying. Anyway, let's move right into this. Haven't we had some interesting things happen in the last few weeks? Hello, Maxine. Hello, Doug and Jenny. Dallas is with us. Ernie, Harvey. I'm figuring that's Daphne's crew. Bob and Irene. Margaret and Lyle just joining us. Martin. Keith's PC. I've always wondered how Keith's PC manages to get logged on without Keith actually using the keyboard. Ms. Glenwright. Oh, who else is here? Malcolm Langford from the enclave of Queensland called the Barossa Valley. Margaret and Lyle Fletcher's here. Ms. Buckingham from the Gold Coast. Maxine Lockman, the Goodlets from Charters Towers. Ros Irwin's here. And Sharon's iPad, that's sort of a bit like Keith's PC. And Steve's with us from the Philippines. Hey, great to see everybody here tonight. We've still got people coming on board. Carolyn's joining us, Cheryl Edmonds, Yvonne Davidson. Hey, we have a great crew tonight. We got some information for you that you should like, some information that's interesting, and just a snippet of what might be coming in a few days. So let's get amongst this. Everyone goes forward together is our tagline, and we mean it. And we've done really a lot of work to make sure that we help everybody that needs helping. And if you need help, reach out to somebody, either someone you're connected to, send an email to us, text Cassie or myself. We'll organise for you to get some hand holding and help you along the way. So welcome everybody. Good to see you here on the 28th of Feb, 2022. Just a few days ago, we had a 22022022. Pretty unique numbers, but let's get amongst this. Here's our little video for the intro. Those of you that are new, pay close attention. Okay. We have a few issues with the sound because I'm using a Bluetooth headset to make sure that sound is going out, but it keeps cutting out because it's hearing the noise from the computer. So yes, thank you for everyone letting me know there was nothing going out. And I discovered that that would be the dimwit that actually set up the screen share for the presentation had neglected to click the button that said share sound. We got it now. We're underway. Hey, let's go through some legal requirements. We're expressing our view as affiliates of a number of companies only. We don't represent these companies and we are not giving financial advice. This is really something that we started doing a long time ago. We're sharing information that we have discovered and hope that it brings you some benefits as well. On that note, just a few thoughts and prayers to our friends who are affected by floods, rain dumps and rain events and whatever else you want to call it in the last few days. It has been amazing. There are lots of people cut off from their homes, can't get into their homes, etc. And I don't think there'd be anyone on the call that doesn't know somebody that's been heavily affected. Most of us have families that are affected by it. Here's a picture of one of my family members' lounge rooms. And that brown stuff you see there that's about waist high, that is not the floor. And if you look closely at the end of the picture where the servery is into the kitchen, that's about 4 inches below the kitchen bench top. So that house is, which by the way is just finished being renovated, will be done all over again. And it's pretty ordinary and I feel for them. You can see on the right of the picture, there's a white set of drawers that are underneath the TV, which is tech screwed to the wall. They're floating. Just amazing. But there are a few other issues that we all have to deal with and we've all got to harden up. There's a road near where I am right now and it went under 3.5 meters of water and it just came up rapidly. And if I was to zoom right in, you could see on the right-hand side of where the people are with the umbrellas, there is a huge surge wave in the water as it's coming across the causeway, and it's 3.5 meters deep over the causeway. Now, here's the real problem with that. Dan Murphy's is on the other side of that water. Just saying, in case you're wondering why this is a stressful environment, we survived, but only just. Just about got down to our last dram of red wine and the road came down enough to get to the shop. What's Martin saying? We had half of our annual rainfall in 4 days. Yep, that's about right, Martin. It's been unbelievable the amount of rain that we've had. Got a brother in Alderley. The water came right up to the back of his house. It has never, ever done that in history. And he was sending a photo every couple of hours to show us how far up the water had come. There are roads cut everywhere. And I just want to let everyone know, please be careful. Do not drive into a flooded roadway. If it's at all moving, do not drive into a waterway on a road. Just do not. It's amazing to see that there are still people driving into flooded crossings. And next thing, the rescue services out there and they're getting washed away with ropes tied around them. Please do not drive into I just got muted by the co-host. Keith, do you have your hand up for anything in particular, or is that just an accidental hand up? You can unmute and talk if you'd like.
No, mate, just an accidental. I thought I was giving you a wave when you said something to me before.
Okay, mate, no worries.
Sorry about that.
Okay, we'll just keep right on going. But yes, I do want to reiterate again, please do not drive into flooded roads. There's a massive flood surge happening in northern New South Wales at the moment. All the rain that was dumping on us has moved further south. Lismore looks like it's going to go under. It will be 2 meters over the old record. That's a lot of water. It will hit Grafton in the next few hours, so please everybody be very careful in the flood waters. It's amazing. So now I want to just talk about something. We've touched on central bank digital currencies before, and I've got to tell you that it's now getting very serious. This next slide has a little video on it. I hope you can hear it. It is a recording of a guy playing a recording from the Chancellor of the Exchequer in London. It's amazing to see that they're going this far.
Do you feel like you're sounding the alarm
Yes.
for people that don't understand what the f is going on?
So here, I'll put it up for you here, yeah? So there's the video.
Yeah.
I don't know if your camera can see that, but
No.
there's the video. There's him speaking about it.
The G7 is launching a set of public policy principles for retail central bank digital currencies,
Yep.
CBDCs. Central bank digital currencies could be a digital version of money, a bit like a digital banknote that could be used alongside...
Right, so that's the guy who runs our economy in the UK. His name's the Chancellor of the Exchequer. And here is the article. Bank of England tells ministers to intervene on digital currency programming, yeah? And here's a quote from the article. This is in the Telegraph, the one he pulled up, but it was behind a paywall, so I'll just read the quote. Digital cash could be programmed to ensure it is only spent on essentials or goods which an employer or government deems to be sensible.
Holy shit.
Now, I'm going to take it one step further for you, Joe, right? So the vaccine passport infrastructure is in place. But now we know that the vaccine doesn't stop infection or transmission, but the checkpoint Charlie exists everywhere. They bring in digital banking, central banking digital currencies. You've got a scenario now that you're checking in and out everywhere you go using vouchers that are programmed, and you can only spend where you're told you can spend them. There's another word for that, man. That's called the Chinese social credit system. That's what it's called. And anyone who watches Black Mirror will know what I'm talking about. That's that TV show, right?
Yeah.
So what they are telling us, and when I say they, who's they? People in power. That's the head of our economy, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, second most powerful person other than the Prime Minister and maybe the Foreign Secretary in the UK, right? He's telling us, I just played it there for you, he's telling us that's what he, as the UK, the head of the G7, want to bring in for the G7. So a scenario where, like in New York at the moment, because the passport infrastructure is in place, you bring in that digital currency and you've got this total control. And if I'm speaking to you the way I'm speaking now, and my employer or government, you heard that in the quote directly, yeah, deems me as saying or doing something inappropriate, suddenly I can't actually pay to come here and speak to you anymore. My digital currency won't even pay for the ticket, because it will be known that I'm coming to speak to you. Sorry, your vouchers don't allow you to purchase that ticket to go and speak to Joe.
Okay. What do we all think of that? Central bank digital currencies. Let's have a think about what he just said. The government or your employer will decide what you can buy, where you can buy it, where you can travel to, and who you can travel with. Interesting, isn't it? Yes, Dave, it's very scary. It is amazing. And that was the Chancellor of the Exchequer. So he's the financial leader of the group of 7 countries, Great Britain, France, USA, etc. We as Australia are not part of the G7. We're in the G10, I think, or the G8. But they're already describing how they're going to write the code so the government can decide where you spend money and what you spend it on. And yes, that is scary. It is an OMG moment. You've heard it. That's live. That is a real broadcast. That's not fake. Think about that. What else do you need to know about the fact that central banks will control your life? The Russian central bank has just raised its interest rate from 9.5% to 20% as a result of the sanctions imposed on Russia due to the invasion of the Ukraine. Now, where this is going to go, I have no idea, and anybody's guess is as good as the next person, because I think that our friend who runs Russia, who can be described with many collective adjectives, because he's just put his nuclear arsenal on high alert. So if anybody tries to defend the Ukraine, he is threatening a nuclear retaliation. Now, that's just a mad dog response, and I hope someone in Russia deals with it, because that's just madness, absolute madness, to think that over a border dispute, and because of his ego, he's got his nuclear arsenal, second largest in the world, by the way, on high alert in case someone decides to help the Ukraine. It's madness. And as a result, the Russian central bank has just doubled its interest rate that it's lending to banks. Now, if you're Joe Blow on the street in Russia, your house mortgage just more than doubled the interest rate. How are you going to pay it? Not much you can do about that if that's a government-sanctioned increase. Not happy, Jan. Remember those ads? There you go. Australia's a member of the G20. There you go. I knew it was in something like that. Thanks, Steve, for that heads up. The G20 are a group of 20 nations, of which we are a member. But the G7 are the 7 biggest economies in the world. And they are right now, as we speak, deciding that the digital currencies they are bringing into the world can be controlled and manipulated by the government. So if they decide you've bought too many beers this week, you can't buy beer anymore. If they decide that you eat out too often, you can't buy fast food or restaurant food anymore. It doesn't work. If they decide they don't like what you're doing and they don't want you to leave your block, you can't buy fuel. That's how good it is. It is a managed control of the economy and the population. So pay close attention. To prevent this, you need a way to privately hold assets, and I mean assets that are spendable, not assets like 100 acres of the Amazon rainforest. Much as I'd like to own 100 acres of the Amazon rainforest, a bit hard to spend that in Queen Street in Brisbane. Know how to protect your assets and have a way to create a side income, a side hustle. There's a number of different colloquial terms for it these days. It's an amazing outcome to think that here we are talking about a system that we, the group on this call, have helped design and put into place, because in the coming weeks, the white paper will be published that details how the AU4U and the AG4U, silver and gold tokens, will operate. Now, these tokens are what you would call in the crypto world a stablecoin, because they're directly tied to an asset that has a fixed value. Yes, the value can go up and down because the spot price does, but the spot price that everyone quotes about gold and silver isn't the real price either, because the spot price is all about tradable contracts, not metal. Go to a bullion dealer and try and buy any amount of gold or silver and tell them you're only going to pay the spot price and see what happens. Because we've done a lot of turnover with the vault that we use, the bullion supplier we use, and I guarantee you we can't buy bullion at the spot price. It's not possible, because the spot price does not take into account the fact that you're looking for physical metal. It's all about if you've got an ETF, electronically traded fund, or you've got a futures contract. That's what the spot price deals with. So every time there's any stress in the marketplace, the very first thing that happens is bullion dealers start to sell their bullion at spot plus premium. And at one point about a year ago, the premium was up to 90%, 90%, not 19%, 90. But the spot price was still there. It's insanity. So we hope we can bring some sense to that. In the coming weeks, the white paper will come out, and here is a snip, just so you have an understanding of where this is going. As the demand for stable coins has already been proven to be sustainable by companies including Gemini, Circle, and Paxos, which offer USD pegged stable coins, there are few that issue tokens backed by other fiat currencies that have a reasonable market presence. An immediate need for a digital medium of exchange is not limited to USD. Accordingly, there will be more issuers of stable coins entering the market, broadening the assets that back a stable coin, such as foreign currencies, gold or other precious metals, and oil or other commodities. We believe that a 100% gold and silver backed token will gain traction in the market, as gold and silver have historically, only for about 5,000 years, been viewed as a safe haven stores of value in times of global insecurity. Do you reckon? How unstable is the global situation right now when we've got somebody on the other side of the planet arming his nuclear arsenal because he's having a bad day? We are in a world of hurt, folks, and we need to make sure that we look after each other and help each other to get the project going, to get ourselves into a situation where we can take advantage of the roadmap. Remember, we're talking about physical gold and silver that we can hold in a private vault that cannot be resumed by the government and converted into cash when we need it. And soon we're going to put that into our AG4U and AU4U tokens that can be just parked in a wallet and converted instantly into cash so you could spend it. Have a look at this little number. That's a $sign. I expect in the next 48 hours to have a date when you'll be able to park currency in that wallet. And that's what we've been waiting for, because once you've now got all the options, cryptocurrency, fiat currency, and assets in one wallet, you don't need a bank anymore. You can do every single transaction that you're trying to do anywhere on the planet and do it without a bank. And you're right, Martin, it's incredibly powerful and it's safe because this system is private. We would not be going down this road if it wasn't private and it wasn't decentralized, because we've talked about that for weeks. Is it spendable? It's a digital decentralized wallet. You have a virtual IBAN number. Now I'm going to explain a little bit about what that means. If I have an IBAN number and I walk into a bank and I say, send $100 to this IBAN number, that's a BSB and account number joined together. So they will send that cash to that IBAN number and it will show up in that account. But this IBAN number is not in a bank. It's on your blockchain wallet. But when the bank that I'm giving the $100 to looks it up, it will show up with a bank name on it. There is absolutely no way that somebody can work out what you're doing with that. It will show up, it will be legitimate, it can be tracked, it'll go to that blockchain. But here's the question you need to consider. If that's a private blockchain, how will anyone ever work out when they're trying to reverse engineer it what that owner is? It's not possible. This is all based on cryptocurrency, tokens and coins, and the blockchain that they reside on. Now, you don't have to be a blockchain specialist to understand it. All you need to know is this: no one can steal it. It's decentralized. No one can turn off your wallet. It's decentralized. There is no off switch. You can always retrieve your assets from it. Now, I expect there's a number of people on this call who have been involved in wallets and situations that have disappeared. It's really interesting when you look at the numbers, the number of exchanges that folded up last year, and they took all those assets with them. And usually it's because the person that owns the exchange has decided that they like your assets a lot more than you do. And so they just turn the off switch to off and they ride off into the sunset. IBAN equals international bank account number, correct? That's a BSB and account number joined together. So let's just move on. There are some changes happening with one of our sponsors, Easy Shopping Cards. As of midnight tonight, the Woolworths e-gift cards will go offline, and you're ready to order some cards. If you want cards, get them ordered urgently, like in the next hour. If you need to get hold of Cassie, send her a text, give her a phone call. She'll be compos mentis for the next hour or two. And I don't even think she's got any wine out there because she's flooded in as well. So it'll be an interesting conversation. So Christopher McCabe has just asked, what if your country is taken over and you've got one of these wallets? Well, they can take over the country, but they can't take over your wallet because it's not run by the government. It's run by you. You have control over it. And that's why it's such a very cool option for us. So how does it come together? We've got a unique wallet with a debit card and a web interface. The only thing that joins these merchants to each other is the wallet. So there's no real physical link at this point between AU4U and the Sofia wallet or the Zenith wallet. There's no physical link. That will be a different discussion we'll have in a couple of months. But at the moment, the link is the wallet. So you can put, you can see on that screen there when I was playing with it early, I put some Bitcoin in it, I put some Ethereum in it, there's some Zenith coins in it, but because they're not publicly traded, the value says 0. There's some Avanok coins in it, the value is 0 because again, they're not publicly traded yet. The value comes from the exchange that you're using. So it's a great way to ensure that if you've got one wallet, you can interact with multiple businesses without using a bank. Remember that, without using a bank. And that is a key reason why we've gone down this road. This is going to give you the power to do business wherever you want. Now, I've blown this up so you can see that there's Zenith coins there and there's Avanok tokens there, and there's 0 value because they're not publicly traded. But the Zenith coins, if anyone's paid close attention and looked in your Sofia wallet, you'll see that they've doubled in value in the last week or 10 days. The Avanok tokens have gone up about 30%. Once they go live in the new exchange, you will see that value show in your wallet online. So there you go. Stephen's bought some Zenith coins on PancakeSwap. You can buy them there. It's an expensive transaction, but it works. You can buy them. Once they're on the new Zenith exchange, they'll be much easier and much cheaper to buy. And the fees, when I say it's much cheaper, I mean the fee is much lower, much lower than on PancakeSwap. So we're on our way to giving you control of your own financial situation. Think about the implications for that. No bank, zero bank interaction. They're not my favorite people in the world, I have to say. If they were, I wouldn't be doing this webinar. So the digitalization curve that we're on is really giving us the opportunity to be part of these three technologies. And tokenization is a multi-trillion-dollar industry already, and it's going through the roof. How does it come together? We're using Sofia and Zenith for their services, and it gives you control. You get to buy a hub if you want a hub. You get to just use the Sofia system and use your online wallet. It absolutely gives you control of what you need to do. How real are these hubs that you see on the left-hand side? Well, there's a picture of one working live in Europe just a few days ago, and there's a close-up of the screen. You can see it's a tablet, but it's not a tablet that you would spend time trying to email somebody on because there's no email app on it. You can't draw pictures on it. Doesn't happen. It's a masternode on a blockchain. It operates independent of you as the end user. So the masternodes, how good are they? Well, they had a goal to have more masternodes than Bitcoin, and they've already done that. Martin's saying his masternodes ticking along and minting coins for him. And yep, they absolutely do. Every single day I get a deposit of coins so that we can see what the system is doing. You can check it every day. You can verify the transactions. The second thing is the masternodes are distributed around the world. That also was a goal that the company had, and it has absolutely worked. The masternodes are secure and can be run from anywhere. So for example, if I was to have a really bad day and I took my blunt tomahawk and chopped up my tablet, the masternode would still work because it's digitally backed up. And then when I was forced to go and buy another tablet because I had a dummy spit and chopped up the old one, I would get all the information back on the new tablet because it's set up to do that. Now, I've made a pretty rash statement there that I could buy another tablet to replace it. And at some point you will be able to. That's not available yet. So I'm going to suggest that having a dummy spit and chopping up your tablet when it arrives would be a really bad idea, because it could be a while before you can buy a replacement. The roadmap that this company has is to be the biggest blockchain company in the world in the next few years. And given that I've been able to have some really interesting conversations with people that run the company, with the people that are key in the design of the blockchain, I've got a sneaking suspicion that they're actually going to achieve it because they've built a business model before they release their blockchain or their token or their coin. That's unique. Everybody else in the world that's done cryptocurrency has built the crypto first, then gone out and tried to convince you that there was a business that needed to use it. I think these guys have done an absolutely stellar job of getting their project into the marketplace before somebody else thought about what they're trying to do. So once the white papers are out and the patents are all filed, this will all be public information. So in the next few days, I expect to have a date for that, and we'll be able to tell you what's going to happen in the future. But right now, we're in the right place to grow with what's happening because we are on the edge. We are surfing down that wave. And it's a really good feeling to be on a winner. 2 new career levels. Who would have thought that? So using the Sofia system, it's completely free to join Sofia and get a wallet. But using that system also brings some benefits if you do a bit of work in it. And one of the career levels is Ruby. And two of our members, I'm fairly sure are on the call, Miss Daphne and Mr. Ernie. I'll protect the guilty by not using their last names, have managed to hit the Ruby level and get themselves a nice, tidy little bonus. So great work, guys. There'll be a lot more of that happening. So Daphne and Ernie are now well on their way to double Ruby, where you get an even bigger, tidy bonus and a monthly revenue stream from that. So let's just keep working this along and seeing where we can go with it, because I'm really excited about the growth of this company, how they fit so well with what we're doing in the AU4U field. It just perfectly fits hand in glove. And once we've got these tokens in the Sofia system, you'll start to see a whole lot of things develop around that program. Now, we mentioned about the white papers. Within 48 hours, I will have a fairly serious update. There is a meeting occurring in a few hours that I technically have no knowledge of and don't know what I'm talking about, but we will get a lot of information from that on where we're going long term. So pay attention. The next few hours, we will have some info. This company is already the only SEC regulated digital asset issuer in the US. Now, if you've paid any attention at all to what's happening with Ripple and the SEC, you'll know there's lots of arguments over that. Pay close attention. This company is the first and the only SEC regulated digital asset issuer in the US, and we're a part of that. All of that business model is transferring onto the Zenith blockchain, and we need to make sure we pay close attention because we can get a side benefit out of that. So why this blockchain? Currently, blockchain technology is the safest method to store data. It's essential for the protection of all that data, because once it's on the blockchain, you've got to be able to decode it to read it. And blockchain technology is decentralized as long as your masternodes and your exchanges are not centralized. And that's what we're about, ladies and gentlemen. Every single step of this process is decentralized. So we are not at the mercy of anybody. We are at the mercy of ourselves. So whether you choose to buy a bunch of coins, and by the way, if you register in this system, in the Sofia system for free, and you get on a PancakeSwap and buy a truckload of Zenith coins because they're going to go through the roof, there's nobody else in the world making money on that. There is no affiliate system for that. There is no bonus structure for it. This is not aimed at making money for people other than yourself. If you do that, that's absolutely going to benefit your pocket and nobody else's. There is an affiliate program on the Masternodes, and at the moment, that's the only thing there's an affiliate package on. So everything you do after that is neutral. It's to benefit you as a member, the same as the AU4U system is. You get bonuses in AU4U for being a loyal customer, not for building a network of 50 people that buy something every month. It's not like that. It's an affiliate program. It's not an MLM. So what's a stablecoin? This is what our AU4U and AG4U coins will be. And the answer is that in the early days, crypto investors were looking for the crypto equivalent of the US dollar. So they created a USDT, US dollar tether, cryptocurrency, and you can tie stable coins to lots of things. We're tying ours to gold and silver. I had someone throw a comment at me on Twitter the other night because I mentioned that gold was doing what gold does. And she said, oh, don't buy gold because it's not stable. I'm just wondering if this girl knows anything about history, because gold and silver have been stable currencies for more than 5,000 years. Bitcoin's been around for a handful of years, and it's a long way from stable. Not that I'm critical of Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency. I didn't know anything about it when I had the chance to buy it for a couple of dollars a coin. Should have, didn't. Couldn't understand what they were talking about, didn't know how they were going to use it. Now I understand cryptocurrency. I have some Bitcoin. I have a number of other tokens, but I'm going to have a lot of AU4U coins and AG4U coins. Please pay attention to how that works. How secure is the tablet? Well, you can swap currency into cryptocurrency right on your tablet because it's linked directly to the exchange. The main wallet on the tablet will link with your phone so you can spend money wherever and whenever you want. But the third system is firewalled from the rest of the tablet. So that wallet with the key on it, it does not connect to the internet ever, not ever. So if you think you can hack with a computer something that's not connected to the internet, I'd really like to see that. It's not possible. You've got to be able to communicate with the device to work out how you're going to hack it. If it's not connected, how do you communicate with it? How do I transfer money or assets out of that into the number one wallet? I've got to go and log into that wallet myself, give it the address I want to send stuff to, and send it. There is no link. It doesn't exist. The best system I've ever seen for protecting what you have in your pocket. So what now? Well, we're in the right place to benefit from what's happening in the world. And yep, with what's happening in the Ukraine and Russia, we are in a world of hurt economically. Is this going to impact China and our relations with China? Probably. But we are in a good place. We have assets in metal. We have assets in cryptocurrency. We have, as they say, a foot in each camp. And that is just a great heads up. I'm so glad we took that decision some time ago to go down that road. Boy, it's been nice, because here we are with a foot in each camp, and doesn't matter which one goes through the roof, we're going to benefit. It's free to add a wallet. Join our system, get a free wallet. The coin minting, as Martin said, his Masternode is minting coins for him nicely every day. The coin minting starts at 100 euros. So you can get a free wallet, throw 100 euros in it, that's about 170 Australian pesos. And it will mint coins for you for the next 18 years. Think about that number, 18 years. And the coin price has doubled in the last week or two. But above all, stay focused on gold and silver, real physical gold and silver. What if you want more coins? You can do what Stephen did, buy some on PancakeSwap, or as I'm going to do, I'm going to wait until the Zenith exchange goes live because it's got the cheapest fees in the world, and I'll buy some coins there. Or I can purchase another hub or part thereof, because that will mint free coins for me for 18 years. I've done that maths and I can tell you it adds up a lot. So make sure that you understand how those hubs work, the Masternodes. You can save them. You don't have to do anything with them. Or if you want to, you can sell them. They only need to sit in your wallet for 24 hours and you can sell them, spend them, do whatever you like with them. It's a great system. Why are we here? Well, we're a group of like-minded people focused on surviving this. It's amazing to see where we're going, because it's getting worse every day. The world is changing. We do need to pay attention. Leanne and Rodney are saying they put 100 euros in last week and already they've earned some euros. And it will continue to mint those coins. Don't spend them yet because they doubled in value in the last 10 days or so. What are they going to be worth in a year's time? 400 projects coming onto this blockchain. Those coins are going to be worth a lot. So how is our world going? Let's have a look at the disaster I found today. War and inflation. Perfect storm for $7,400 gold. And this guy's talking US dollars, not Australian dollars, US dollars. Remember, all these links are in the description on the YouTube channel. I recommend that you listen to them. 7,400, it's at about 1980 right now, 1985. That's a big jump. When war breaks out, gold or Bitcoin? Worth listening to. War makes the case for getting your assets out of Dodge, is the rest of that title. And this is Mike Maloney talking about what's happening in the world and why you should be careful with where your assets are. Ukraine under siege. What's next for gold, oil, and the other assets in the world? I can't tell you the answer. All I know is I like to listen to these guys. So I've got more of an understanding of where this is going. I can then make more educated decisions. Now, just recently, I was asked to take a guess on where I would establish a company that needed to be rock solid. And my thoughts were, Canada's one of the options. No, wrong answer. Canada has officially frozen bank assets of people that don't agree with the government. So no, I won't be going there because I might inadvertently say on one of my rants on these webinars that I don't like what the Canadian government's doing, and all of those assets would magically disappear. So no, I won't be setting anything up or recommending Canada anytime soon. And this guy, Mr. Heiser, right here in Brisbane, and he's talking about a super fund company that has collapsed, owing $2.7 million. It's just beyond stupid. Watch this space. I don't know what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, but I can tell you there's going to be some ducking and weaving going on in the coming weeks. So we are bringing this to you so that we can help you survive what's happening. Everything we ever talked about is coming true. And I've been saying this for a few months. Let me just reiterate again. Everything we've ever talked about is coming true as we speak. We are living through history. This period in history will be talked about for the next 1,000 years. Make no mistake. Everything we've ever talked about is coming true. The bottom line is everything that we knew as normal a while ago is gone, and it's unlikely to ever come back as it was before. We need to be conscious of what we're doing. You don't need to be a salesperson to succeed with what we're doing. All you need to do is be smart and look after yourself, because that will let you be your own bank, hold and use money in spendable assets, protect yourself. That's what our focus is, ladies and gentlemen. Protect yourself. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about anybody else that you know. Look after yourself and your family. That's what we're about. So that's it for tonight. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer questions. If you want to unmute and ask a question or type one in, you need to be a faster typist than me because that could take a few days. But if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer anything that I've had on the call tonight. I got a couple of people who may be joining. Okay, let's have a phone call in the morning and we'll sort that out, Martin. we'll send out some links. I'll give you some links to send up, and we'll post this, I think, on our website as soon as we can. So thanks, everybody. Any other questions? I'd be unmuting if I wanted to ask a question, because I don't type nearly as fast as Martin. He likes to show off by showing everyone how much he can type in a few seconds, just to make me look bad. Hey, thanks, Doug and Jenny. Thanks, Maxine. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, Steve. We've had a great.
I've just got a quick
Yes.
question, because I can't type fast either. What's the code for the Zenith to look it up on CoinGecko?
Not there yet.
It's not there yet.
No, it will be on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap when it goes public in a few days.
Right. So
I've got it on my Pancake Swap, which I believe I got from CoinGecko, but I'll check it.
Yeah, have a look, Steve.
Sure.
well, can you send that address to me, Stephen, because I can't find it anywhere.
Sure.
But
I
it
was
will
going
be
to
under
anyway.
Zenith, will it, Derek?
It will be under Zenith. You
Yeah.
may be able to find Avanok, and you may be able to find Tupan as well. But they're tokens, they're not coins on the blockchain.
All right, yeah.
But
No, I was
will
wanting to
go
get it onto
public.
Pancake Swap, so, yeah.
Pancake Swap has got them listed, and they're priced there. They're quite serious fees on Pancake Swap, so I haven't bought any there. I don't have a level of interest to ignore the fees. So when they go public on the regular platform, in fact, when they go on the Zenith platform, I'll be buying them there, because it's 1 cent per transaction.
Right, well, I was just trying to see how you said that they've doubled. Is that in the
Yep.
back office of Sofia?
I looked at the Sofia page, calculated how many coins I had, and worked
Yeah.
out what the price was that was displayed.
Oh, right.
Okay, and then so a month or so ago, they were at 10 or 12 cents. I think they're up to about 24 now.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
So I just did simple maths on it. I didn't actually go and check them on
Oh,
any
okay.
of the other
yeah.
exchanges.
Right, fair enough.
Just
Okay.
to check, I've actually got it on my screen at the moment. I'll put it in the chat.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, no worries. Okay, here it comes. There you go. If you just go to your Pancake, or go to your MetaMask and connect it to Pancake Swap, and then manage tokens, and you put that in the address, and it'll find it for you. And then just say import token, and it appears in your Pancake Swap.
Okay,
Righty, I've just copied it now. Thanks, Stephen.
Okay, cool.
thanks, Steve.
No worries.
Okay, everybody. I think we've got most of the questions answered. Leanne, I've just sent you my number, and I'm on WhatsApp, so in case you need to give me a yodel. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm excited by what's happening, and I've got to tell you, in a few days, we'll have a heap more news. So next week will be must-see TV, as they say. So thank you for joining us, everyone. Appreciate you being here. We look forward to seeing you on the golden beaches of the world.